Hey guys, welcome back to the Ron Williams YouTube channel. I want to talk to you today about two stretches. These two stretches are for overall growth, total body growth. How can two stretches help your whole body to grow? I'm going to tell you how. These two stretches are going to make you or enable you to do two exercises that enhance overall body growth. If you don't have the flexibility in these two areas, it will diminish your body's ability to get in the proper position. It will enhance the ability for your body to get injured. The percentage of injury without these two areas being flexible are great. So, in order for your body to grow, you have to lift, right? And you have to put your body in the proper position to lift the maximum amount of weight that you can. Now, why is that so important? Because muscle size or muscle growth is directly related to muscle strength. How much pressure or how much weight you can apply to that muscle. If your form is poor, you can apply a lot of weight and that enhances your ability to get injured. So we need this thing called flexibility. Now, the exercises that really cause us to grow are these. Your heavy squats, your heavy deadlifts, sprinting, and pull-ups. Well, we're going for the big movers. We're going to talk about the lower extremities. Now, we're going to talk about squats first. I want you to watch this. Okay, I'm in this position, got my feet more than shoulder width apart, because if they're closer, I absolutely, regardless of how flexible I am, I cannot get in the proper position. So I'm going to get my feet a little more than shoulder width apart. Because I'm going for the big mover, I'm going for the glutes, the hamstrings, and the quadriceps. So the first movement is here. Most of the people who squat, their first movement is here, in the knees. As you can see, all the pressure goes to the knee joint itself. And it takes pressure off of the hamstrings, takes a little pressure off the glutes, and everything goes towards the quads. No matter what, when you bend your knee, when you stoop down, the quads are engaged. Your job now is to force the glutes to be engaged and the hamstrings. So it's here, the glutes back. Notice the shin bone. Well, it requires flexibility in my hamstring. If my hamstring is tight, the minute I try to go down, my knees are forced forward and I can't get in the proper position. All of the tension goes to the knee joint itself. I take pressure off the hamstring, so I can't lift quite as much weight. I'm going to damage the knees, and I'm not going to get the overall growth. I'm not going to be able to lift as much weight. So that means if I can't lift as much weight, I can't release as much natural growth hormone as the body is capable of releasing. Now, I'm going to show you some stretches that will help you become more flexible in your hamstring. You have hurdle stretches. You want to make sure with the hurdle stretch that you never let your leg go on the outside like this. This right here also goes against the knee joint. When you're leaning forward against that joint. So it's better to bring the knee in and relax and comfortable and lean down towards your foot and stretch that hamstring, stretch your lower back. Make sure that your body is extremely flexible in that position. Another way you can stretch that hamstring is you can use, if you have a bar set up like this, just put your feet up on top of the bar, like so, and then lean down towards your leg and stretch those hamstrings. When they start to get tight, they'll feel like little cords back there, but lean forward and stretch as far as you can. Next is the hip flexors. Hip flexors can be extremely, extremely tight. I want you to try this. I want you to get down on your knees and make sure you have no knee problems and sit back on your feet like this. This might be comfortable for you, but the minute you put your hands on the floor, you should start feeling some tightness here. And then as you back up further and further and further, you should start feeling a stretch, and then force those hips forward. That'll stretch those hip flexors out. My hip flexors are pretty tight right now. But you want to stretch those hip flexors out, and that's going to help you to get in the proper position. A lot of times we have people develop lordosis. Lordosis is the curvature of the back. It's not scoliosis where you have the S in the back. It rotates the other way where the hips go back like this. That's mainly because the hip flexors are tight, the abdominals are loose, and you can also have tight hamstrings in a position like that. So you want to make sure you keep your body flexible. That's going to increase your strength. 2 stretches that actually increase overall body growth. There you go.